Good morning to you. So, we are going to discuss the module 3, uh, which is an embedded system components. Okay, so embedded system components. Then in the module 3, we are having the contents embedded versus general purpose computing systems, then classification of embedded systems, major applications, purpose of embedded systems, elements of embedded systems, core of an embedded system, memory, sensors, actuators, light emitting diodes, optocoupler, communication interface, and reset circuits. So this is the content of the module 3. So basically, whenever we have started, we should understand what do you mean by an embedded system. So what is an embedded system? An embedded system is an electronic or electromechanical system designed to perform a specific function. So basically, embedded systems are meant for specific functions. They are supposed to mean for specific functions. Then what does exactly embedded system mean? It's nothing but it's a combination of both hardware and firmware, hardware and software. So both together forms an embedded system. So embedded system essentially should and must have to have a reset circuit. Reset circuit. Why it should have a reset circuit? Because embedded system, whenever it is working, suppose if the system malfunctions, if the system does anything wrong, so it has to be reset quickly. Whenever it resets, what will happen? The program counter starts pointing from the beginning of the address. So whenever it happens, what will happen? The system gets reset and again it starts performing correctly. So a reset circuit is must and should have required for an embedded system. Then hardware and firmware is highly specialized in the application domain. Okay, so when the embedded system means that it is for application domain, for it is one application domain. So that's why we are using an embedded system. So for that, hardware and firmware, that whatever we use should be highly specialized. Okay, they should be only for that purpose only. And embedded system are becoming an inevitable part of any product or equipment in all the fields, including household appliances, telecommunications, medical equipments, industrial control, consumer products, etc. So nowadays you can find out that embedded systems are everywhere. They are in household appliances, they are in telecommunications, they are in medical equipments, they are in industrial control, consumer products, etc. Household appliances, for example, we are using microwave oven, we are using washing machine, we are using even mobile phones. All these examples are for an embedded system. So these are all forms an embedded system. So that's why embedded system has become an inevitable part, okay, of the livelihood now. Correct? So whenever we discuss this, we should know what is the difference between embedded system and general purpose computing system. So first difference is an general purpose system, a system which is a combination of a generic hardware and a general purpose OS for executing a variety of applications. Okay, so general purpose, it's not for any specific reason, it's for general usage, like the mobile, the laptops, the desktop computers, whatever you use. Okay, they are not for any particular application, they are for general applications. So that's why we can use any general hardware for that purpose. And any general purpose OS is also okay. General purpose OSs can be of Windows. Windows series are all general purpose OS. Okay, for executing a variety of applications. Next, we are having is in embedded system. It's a combination of special purpose hardware and embedded OS for executing a specific set of applications. So it means that for an embedded system, there should be a special purpose hardware is required. The special purpose hardware is required. Okay, and to program that the embedded system, you need to have a particular OS, and that OS is nothing but an embedded OS. For example, the Arduino board, that whatever we use, okay, to program that Arduino board, we need to have a special software only. We cannot program it like a general purpose. We should have a special purpose software only. Okay, so then only we can program that embedded system, otherwise we cannot do it. The second difference is it contains a general purpose OS. Okay, as I told you that the general purpose computing system will be having a general purpose OS. It may or may not have an OS for functioning. Embedded systems are independent. Okay, some of the systems are independent. It may not have an OS, and some of the embedded systems will be having an OS. Applications are alterable, programmable, reinstallable, okay, and possible and deletion of any programs, right? In general purpose computing systems, there are some applications can be programmable, and there are some softwares can be reinstalled, and we can delete some of the programs from the general purpose computing system. Whereas in embedded system, the firmware is pre-programmed and it is not alterable by the end user. For example, the washing machine and all are all pre-programmed. The system of washing machine, that whatever the system it uses, are all pre-programmed. We cannot alter it. Correct? Okay, they are all pre-programmed and they will be used for the end user. They will be used for they cannot be changed by any end user. Okay. In general purpose OS, performance is the key deciding factor in the selection of the system. Always faster is better. In general purpose, whenever we are using general purpose computing system, we do not think of any other parameters, okay, other than performance. For example, whenever I want to buy a laptop or computer, I just want that it should be faster. That's it. Okay, because nowadays there are many softwares are there which are very which requires lots of memory. It requires lots of memory to run. So that's why whatever the computer that I want to buy should run with that software very fast. That's it. Okay. Whenever we are buying that, we keep only that parameter into consideration. Whereas in embedded system, they are first of all they are application specific and they should satisfy performance, power requirements, memory usage, etc. Okay, are the key deciding factors. That means the performance should be greater, power requirement should be less, and memory usage also should be there. Okay, so deciding that we should buy or we should design an embedded system. Okay, keeping these parameters into consideration. Whereas in general purpose, only performance is sufficient. Okay, if it's a good performance, if it is giving a good performance, then it is sufficient. Then embedded versus general computing system. Second part, no attempt is made towards the optimization, right? So in general purpose, normally optimization process doesn't take place. That means reducing the operating power requirements and all, because they are all fixed. Whenever we connect a computer to the power supply, they are all fixed. Computer uses only that much of power which is required, right? So we cannot alter any power requirement of that. Whereas in embedded system, they are highly tailored to optimize it towards the power saving modes, okay, by hardware and OS. Okay. Embedded systems, normally they are being provided with one option called as sleep mode. For example, the ARM processor that we are using, that is okay, that is LPC1768. So that is having some commands for sleep mode. It means what? The processor will be on, but it won't be consuming any power. Okay, the system won't be consuming any power, but it will be on itself, right? It will be on itself. So by doing that, what will happen? The power required by the system is less. Okay. Whereas in general purpose computing systems, okay, that option might not be there. So that's why whenever we are using the computer systems, okay, so desktop and all, so whenever we use it, what will happen? Okay, it will be consuming the power. By chance if we do not use also, okay, so the system will be on only, but it won't be consuming any, but it will be consuming power also in general purpose. Whereas in embedded system, an option will be given whenever it is not used. Okay, so the power won't be consumed, but the power will be consumed very less. Response requirements are not time critical in general purpose OS. That means a general purpose computing system, even if it has to do any task, okay, so there is some amount of delay in the output can be accepted. Okay, some amount of delay in the output can be accepted. But in embedded systems, they are all mission critical systems. Okay, the response time is highly critical. That means whenever normally embedded systems are used for for the projects itself. Okay, for the projects or which okay, so there the critical response time is required. Need not to be deterministic in execution behavior, but over here it should be deterministic for certain types of embedded systems like hard real-time systems and all. Okay, so this is what the introduction to embedded systems and what is the difference between an embedded versus general computing system. Okay. Okay, thank you.